Unfortunately, a federal initiative to stop evictions during the coronavirus pandemic only applies to FHA loans, but some U.S. cities are independently halting renter evictions. Woo! For a second there, I thought we were all screwed. Oh. What does this mean for renters? Well, depending where you live, expect the worst, hope for the best. I should always finish reading the scripts. What's up, Rockstars? I'm Mighty Mike, and welcome to Rockstar News. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, that like button. It helps out the channel tremendously. And just like the rest of you, I'm at home, not working, not making money. So this is a way for me to generate extra money. So every time you hit that like button, it helps out. Subscribe. Appreciate it. All right, let's get on with the show. Most Americans who rent their homes, many of whom have lost their jobs due to the sudden economic downturn caused by the coronavirus outbreak, will not be eligible for eviction protection, despite what President Trump said last week. Under the Department of Housing and Urban Development plan released last Wednesday, foreclosures and evictions would stop for 60 days on single-family homes with loans through the FHA or Federal Housing Administration. But unfortunately, this would only apply to about 8 million renters. That's compared to the roughly 43 million households who rent in America. Roughly half of renters rent their homes from individual investors, while the other half rent from businesses or multi-unit property owners. The ones renting from businesses will not receive protections according to the HUD's proposal. Boy, oh boy, that's gonna be a really big elephant in the room come election. Currently, the HUD has no power to protect renters in local public housings located across the country. HUD Secretary Ben Carson said last week on Twitter that the agency is working with Congress to get that authority to protect renters in public housing. And once again, these rules are in contrast to the comments made by Trump last week, who said renters would get immediate relief. That's my best Trump impression. I need to be more orange. Housing advocates called the White House proposal an important first step, but said that the limitations of the policy need to be addressed. And their main concern is renters tend to be more economically vulnerable than their homeowner counterpart. They have generally lower incomes and cannot tap into their equity into their homes as a line of credit in case of an emergency. A large number of renters are typically minorities or Black, Hispanics, and other ethnic groups. Now, there are some good news out there. There are some states, some cities, some local governments, such as San Francisco, Los Angeles, New York State, and Kentucky, who have imposed their own eviction and foreclosure moratoriums in response to the coronavirus outbreak. And as of last week, if you're in Florida, especially the Central Florida area, Orange County, Florida has other local governments have stepped up and placed a moratorium on evictions for the foreseeable future. So there are some shiny spots out there, but you gotta understand a lot of this is gonna be left up to local governments. I don't know if the federal government is gonna come in with a sweeping nationwide moratorium, as some advocates wish. And right now, the majority of states and localities, local governments have yet to actually step up and try to do anything for, to prevent people from losing their homes. But it seems that the best solution at the moment, at least from certain advocates, would be a national moratorium, both on rental payments and mortgage payments. All right, so this is real talk now. I want you guys to pay attention, especially if you're a renter and an investor, a landlord. I want you to listen and listen carefully. Let's not, in any case whatsoever, depend on the government for solutions here. Any help from the government is apparently a month away. The last news I got on the checks that got passed, we're all gonna get about $1,200 if you make below 75, $2,400 if you make you're married or whatever, $2,400 if you're married, and $500 per kid. But those checks won't be mailed out until May. So you're gonna go through all of April, the rest of March, to all of April, and then you will start seeing checks start delivered out there in that month time. So if you guys don't have any funds whatsoever, you're gonna have to stretch your dollars as much as possible during that time. Investors / landlords, I want you to pay attention carefully. Right now, retention is going to be your main concern. Apartment complexes are seeing 0 foot traffic. Because of the quarantine, renters are not touring properties to find new places. If you have a renter and they're not making payments and you try to go out to kick them, well, you're not gonna find anyone to replace them. You're literally gonna have a house that's sitting there doing nothing for you, and best of luck finding a new renter with this all going on. Remember, a bird in the hand is worth 2 in the bush. All right, for you renters out there, retention is going to be your landlord's #1 goal. So try to leverage that to your advantage if you find yourself in a bind. If you're unemployed, sick, or whatever, make sure you communicate with your landlords and try to work out a deal. And whatever you do, just don't go dark. Always communicate, always talk, stay in touch with your landlords. All right, so what does this mean for you as a landlord or as a renter? Well, you might have to be flexible to rent. Going forward, at least temporarily, depending on how long this all lasts, we could be in for a very rough ride for a couple months. All right, rock stars, what do you guys think should be done for renters? If you're a renter and you feel like you're getting the short end of the stick here, leave your comments down below and let's discuss.